Hey, I'm Jessica Nicole McLaurin, and welcome to Free Friday. That's FFRE for Faith, Finance, and Real Estate. It's interesting how a home loan pre-qualification process is like a test of your character. The things a lender looks for are not only financially related, but also character related. So what does a lender look for? The previous 2 years of W-2s from the same employer, or if you change jobs, there should be no more than a 6-month gap in employment. The previous year's signed federal tax return, bank statements from the most recent 2 months for your checking and savings accounts, pay stubs from the most recent 30 days, and an unexpired driver's license. All of these things show consistency, faithfulness, dependability, endurance, responsibility, accountability, and trustworthiness. Lenders are not only looking at the history of your finances, but also the history of your character. They want to rest assured that if they lend you this money, you'll be faithful to pay it back. So how you steward your money can say a lot about your character. Now, sometimes life happens. Unforeseen events like major health issues or a job layoff can take us down an unintended financial path. Then there are times when we simply get distracted and lose focus of our financial goals, if we ever knew to create financial goals in the first place. As a result, we may experience our bills going into collections, judgments, liens, or even bankruptcy. Did you know that depending on the type of bankruptcy, a government-backed loan such as an FHA, VA, or USD loan may require that your bankruptcy be discharged for up to 2 or 3 years? A conventional or non-government-backed loan requires as long as 4 years. But even this is a test of your character. How resilient are you to choose to bounce back and not stay in a financial rut? How patient are you to allow yourself to go through the process of bouncing back, knowing it will not be a quick or easy process? So let's say you recently filed for bankruptcy and your discharge date was just last month. You want to buy a home, but you just found out that in order to get a loan, you'll have to wait 2 years. So what's your response? What will you do during this waiting period? Here's what you do. Rebuild. Rebuild your credit, this time on a good and solid foundation. That foundation includes on-time bill payments and a reduction of your overall debt. If you use a credit card, use it to your advantage. Use your credit card to pay for daily essentials that you would normally pay for with your own money, like gas and groceries. Then pay it off every month. I personally like to pay off my credit card every 2 weeks. Either way, you're rebuilding your credit history and increasing your score. Simultaneously, save. You'll need cash to pay for upfront costs when you are ready to buy a home, at least $1,500 to $2,000. But don't stop there, because you'll also need money toward your down payment and closing costs. Now, yes, there are programs out there that provide down payment assistance based on certain criteria. And yes, in the appropriate market and situation, a seller may even help pay your closing costs. But don't solely depend on that. Save as if you're depending solely on your own cash. It's best to have more than enough than not enough. I was speaking with a client in this very situation of having to wait before seeking a loan pre-approval, and I encouraged them to start rebuilding today. Don't wait until 2 years from now and say, man, I wish I would have started 2 years ago. So I say the same thing to you. Start today. Don't keep putting off for tomorrow what you could begin doing today. Yes, it will be a slow process, and yes, maybe even a tedious one, but you're building both good financial stability and character in the process. I'm Jessica Nicole McLaurin, and I wish you a wonderful weekend. See you next Friday.